Now, I'm pretty sure you don't want to self-inflict any health issues upon yourself, or increase your chances of storing extra body fat, accelerating the hair loss process, or causing yourself to have nasty skin breakouts, or worse still, weakening your immune system at a time like this, do you? No, I didn't think so, but that's what high levels of cortisol will do to you if sustained over a long period of time. So what causes cortisol? Well, yes, you've guessed it, it's stress. And stress creates a biochemical reaction in our bodies. It's not just in our heads. And it's so vital to our general well-being that we manage our stress levels effectively. So today I want to help you minimize stress levels in your life and let you know that there are two ways of doing this. The first one is by reducing the pressures around you, and the second one is by learning coping strategies, or ideally a combination of the two. So I'm going to share with you some of the tactics that I use to stay calm, grounded, centered, and focused. Let's go. So the first step that you need to take is to identify what's causing you stress right now. Is it lack of boundaries at home while you're trying to work and manage personal life? Is it trying to just take on everything yourself, from homeschooling to preparing meals, walking the dog, managing your workload, keeping on top of household chores? Is it missing friends and families and feeling disconnected? Or is it struggling to come to terms with using new technology that you just don't understand? Taking 5 to 10 minutes to sit down and identify all the triggers will be so insightful and beneficial, and it will help you prepare a solution. The next thing that I recommend is approaching every day by prioritizing the 3 main objectives that you have for that day. It will help to give you focus, and once you've achieved the big goals, your mind will be clearer for the rest of the day, and it'll help you feel less overwhelmed. And if things are still getting too much, think about the practical steps that you can take to change the situation. How can you take control? Can you reach out and talk to your spouse, your children, your manager? How can you ease the burden on yourself? The key here is not to be too hard on yourself and to lower your expectations. You just simply can't be everything to everybody or do everything in one day. So does it really matter if the laundry has to wait an extra day, or if you had to order 2 takeaway meals this week because you had a heavy workload? Of course it doesn't. Just lower your expectations and be realistic. As soon as you stop striving for perfection, the pressure will just drop off. I trust you. It's so important that you communicate with those around you, including your manager and your spouse, to let them know how you're feeling or to discuss any ways of changing the situation so that you don't feel so overwhelmed. One of the tricks I've done throughout my career is to always start my working week by doing the tasks that I least enjoy and least like, because I learned very quickly that if I got those out the way, my head was a lot clearer for the rest of the week, and I didn't have that sense of dread or anticipation about those tasks I really didn't enjoy doing. You should try it. You'd be really surprised at how effective that simple technique can be. So although it seems obvious, you really do need to start by identifying what's causing you stress and then making practical steps towards changing your current situation so that you start to feel a lot better. Now, the second tip I want to share with you is to do some breath work. Now, I know this sounds a bit crazy or woo-woo, but trust me, there is science behind this. So when we're under stress, we all know that the adrenaline pumps around our body while we're in that fight or flight mode. And as the adrenaline pumps around, it floods our muscles full of energy, and it actually binds itself to receptors on the muscles in the lungs, causing us to breathe quicker, to deal with the danger or perceived danger that's in front of us. Now, when I say perceived danger, I really want you to think about whether what's in front of you is actual danger or a threat, or if it's just something that you think is a threat. Now, I once joked during an interview that so many terrible things had happened to me in my life, most of which had never happened. So although it's useful for you to know if the threat is real or not, it doesn't matter because our mind just thinks stress. So before you get into the breathing, just ask yourself, am I really under stress, or does my mind just think I'm under stress? Your mind does have a hard time distinguishing, and emotion will win over logic every time. But it is useful for your benefit to find out if the threat is real or just perceived as being real. However, this breathing technique will work and help bring you down, regardless if you're under threat or not. So the technique that I like to use is called the box breath. And I used to use this all the time, especially before public speaking. And you just imagine a square and you breathe in for 4 and breathe out slowly through your mouth for 4. So in through your nose for 4 and out through your nose for 4. And that already, I can start to feel calm already, just helps bring you down into a calm place and recenter yourself. So the next time you're on that Zoom call, trying to keep the kids quiet, to stop the dog from barking, thinking about what you're going to have for dinner that night, eyeballing the pile of washing that's in the corner, just use this technique to help bring yourself into a calm place and help rationalize the situation so that you can approach it with a clearer head. Now that technique is really effective for in the moment stress, but if you are a self-confessed stress head, then I'd highly recommend taking it a step further and exploring mindfulness and meditation. I personally know a lot of executives or professionals who do meditation every single day and who swear by it. They've told me that their productivity is so much greater because their mind is clearer. So why not try and start up a practice? Now, perfection isn't the key, consistency is, and see how it can benefit your life. I'd recommend taking time first thing in the morning before your day starts, just helping to center yourself and get into that calm place so that you can get into the habit of responding rather than reacting. So the third thing that you can do to really help yourself is to exercise. Now I know this might be way down the list for some of you, but trust me, I have learned to love exercise. It's such a positive thing in my life. Personally speaking, exercise has gotten me through some of the most challenging times in my life, and it's such a fantastic outlet for stress. It really is the best form of stress release, and you don't have to go through a grueling routine to get the benefits. Now is the perfect time to incorporate something into your day. There is so much free material online right now. Don't be scared to try something new. You're in the privacy of your own home, but make sure it's something that you enjoy so you look forward to doing it. Personally, I love going outside for a walk, listening to a podcast or some uplifting music, or if it's too hot, sometimes I'll just walk the stairs. Anything just to go and clear my head. Online yoga classes or dance classes are really popular. Personally speaking, I like to do a high intense interval training session because it only takes 20 minutes out of my day and it's done, and I feel amazing after it. It really helps to get my endorphins going. So even if you go outside and get on the kids' trampoline and just jump around for 10 minutes, it doesn't matter what you do, just getting your body moving will help the endorphins get going. So we know that when we're stressed, our body produces adrenaline, and it's not healthy to have that stress hormone sitting in our bodies with nowhere to go. It's so important to move just to get rid of it. Sitting around all day is the worst thing that you can do for your body. We're designed to move. However, I know and appreciate that not everybody has the time to exercise. So one of the small tips that you can do is that you'll notice when you're stressed, your shoulders go up. So just take time to bring your shoulders down and just do this throughout the day, and you'll notice that your body instantly starts to relax. It's like when somebody tries to come along and reassure you, they put their hands on your shoulders just to bring you down, and it does work. It works because you're tricking your body into thinking it's relaxed. Exercise is also proven to increase mood, focus, concentration, and I personally can vouch for that. I always feel more productive once I've done some exercise. And it really helps me to feel less overwhelmed throughout my working week. Now, also going hand in hand with exercise are the two other most important basic needs: eating right and sleep. Now, I know that sounds like an obvious one, but those people that I see stressed out just don't take care of themselves enough. Now, I know that that seems like an obvious one, but I can guarantee those people that are stressed out aren't taking good enough care of themselves. They tend to grab fizzy drinks or junk food on the run because they just don't have time to sit down and cook a good meal. They'll work endless hours into the night, just not giving their bodies adequate time to rest and replenish itself. Well, there's only one way that that's going to end up, and yes, it is illness. You must ensure that you're feeding your body the essential nutrients that it needs, and also get enough sleep, at least 7 hours, to help restore your body. Fatigue just slows productivity down and it kills creativity. I've seen it myself and I've had it happen to myself. Now, if you need a bit of a helping hand in eating right and sleeping right, I definitely recommend having somebody else deliver meals to you just until you can cook your own. And also, if you're having trouble sleeping, I definitely recommend downloading some gentle sleep hypnosis to help get you to sleep. Now, the fourth thing that you need to do if you're feeling stressed out is to reach out to others. Reach out to your partner, your friends, your family, your colleagues. It's so important that you feel connected. Now, I know a lot of people are struggling with this right now, and it isn't as easy to connect with others as it has been, certainly not face-to-face anyway. However, there's so many things that you can do. I'm personally making more of an effort to call or video call friends and families a lot more than I used to, and I'm scheduling it into my diary to make sure that it does happen. I keep this a constant because I feel so much better and relieved after a conversation with a family member or a friend. It really lifts me up. We all know that having conversations or giving hugs, receiving hugs are real endorphins boosters, so it's so important that you do this. Now, I know that some of you don't have family and friends living with you or beside you right now, but there are other things you can do to connect to others. I've really enjoyed helping others throughout this time. I've donated money, supplies, I've given emotional support to strangers, and it's made me feel really empowered and great knowing that I'm helping other people. I've also sent thoughtful cards and gifts to family and friends just to lift them up too, to let them know that I'm thinking about them. And seeing and hearing their reactions is really giving me a buzz. Giving and being of service to others is a great way to build connection and to help us feel accomplished and satisfied and really good about ourselves. As human beings, we need connection. It's primal, it's programmed within us. When we lived in tribes, being connected was detrimental to our survival. We relied on others to eat, to stay alive, or to build houses, or to raise families. And that's still in us today, and that's why we feel out of balance if we aren't connected to others around us. So please, please, please do reach out to others. I promise you, you will feel great afterwards. And the last thing I want to share with you today is to use a positive distraction. Sometimes we just need to get outside of our own heads, right? We're all guilty of thinking or overthinking and just causing stress. It's a compound effect. So just take time out, step away from the thoughts, recenter yourself by distracting yourself with something. Now, I am such a great believer in this. As soon as I start to feel anxiety building, my chest getting tighter, temper getting shorter, I know it's time to step away from whatever I'm doing and do something else. And one of the first things that I turn to when I feel like that is to do some journaling. I like to just open my book, sit down, write some notes, maybe pour some thoughts onto paper or some ideas. Just take time out and write down whatever comes to my mind. Another thing I'll do is go straight onto YouTube and watch an inspirational talk or a TED talk. That really lifts me up and helps me get back in the zone. However, I have to say that during this time, one of the things I've particularly enjoyed is using my family as my distraction. It's an unprecedented time and it's unlikely that we're all going to be together like this ever again. So when I'm feeling stressed, I'll step away and I'll ask my daughter if she wants to bake a cake, ask my husband if he wants to sit down and watch some TV or have a chat. Another thing we like to do is play a board game or learn a song on the piano, anything that just helps us get outside of ourselves and distract us with something different. Life can be so busy and we very rarely take the time to do these things. And these type of things are the things that give us the most joy and the most pleasure. So it's really important. We need to start doing more of these. So I hope you found some of my tips useful and beneficial. Try them for yourself. I promise you they do make a difference. Stress is always going to be a part of our lives, but it's how we manage it that makes a difference. So please stay calm and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.